Update on Lil Durk. He had his bond hearing today. He looked good. He looked like he was in good spirits. No crazy weight gain or anything like that. He looked good. The judge was on the same vibes she was on last time, which is that, wait, they're saying murder for hire. They're saying you put bounties up. They're saying you ordered the shooters. They're saying the shooters shot. I'm saying that's going to be no bond. There's basically no argument you can make to this judge in a murder for hire case to get a bond. The one silver lining for the defense is that the prosecution's case has taken two major hits. One, the prosecution has had to abandon their allegation that he rapped and celebrated about this murder, that he put these lyrics out talking about, oh yeah, I got you, you out here screaming no, no, crying in the street. The prosecution had to back away from that allegation. It was proven false. They need that allegation, and now they're not going to be able to have it. The other allegation they backed away from, which is huge, it shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty for the death through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were...
What up? This is Rapids, and so it looks like Durk almost got bail, but the only reason he didn't get bail is because it looks like the judge is sure that the prosecutors are onto something when they're saying Durk is a criminal. They're saying he's very dangerous. So the thing is, they couldn't stick to some of the evidence that they had at first. So this weakened their case. They had to throw out a couple of the charges against Durk and some of the allegations. They no longer are saying that he paid for the M. I guess they're putting that on one of the other guys. It sounds like, if I recall, it's OTF Didi and some other person that they're saying ultimately paid for the M. I'm not exactly sure which one, so don't quote me on that, but definitely they're saying that Durk didn't pay for the M now, it looks like, which is a big development in the case. Plus, they threw out the lyrics evidence where they're saying he was bragging about the M and profiting off of the M. So that's two things that they had to dismiss and throw out. And now they had to adjust and move the goalposts and say, okay, well, look, Durk was stalking and that led to the M. So they're saying he was basically involved in the situation and that led to the M. So the judge did not allow Durk to get out on bail, though. It looks like they found another reason to keep him in. It's almost like they weren't even talking so much about him being a flight risk either anymore. It looks like the biggest thing that they're trying to say now, it sounds like, is over him. Well, I should say over Durk using the phone unauthorized. So they're saying he used 13 other inmates' phone accounts, and he was making three-way calls off of their phones. Recently, before his bail hearing, he was on an interview with DJ Academics, and it sounds like Loose Cannon and his Loose Cannon's wife had gotten Durk on a three-way call. That didn't help at all, because that was part of what they're talking about, is he's using other inmates' phone accounts, and they're saying this is a disrespect for the rules. So this is what they're trying to say, is basically his phone privileges, well, he's been abusing that. And that sounds very petty to me. That sounds to me like they're just looking for any reason to keep him in there now, because it sounds like they had to find another excuse. And that's fine, though, because that's kind of what you would expect on this case. This is very serious allegations against him. They don't like to let people like that out. You know, when they're suspecting someone of being the mastermind behind people getting emmed, well, they don't really want to let those people out in the public. They'll find any way to keep them in. But Drew Findlay keeps picking at the evidence and pulling at the strings, and he's making them maneuver and change up their allegations and stuff. So it's like, to me, it looks like Drew Findlay had weakened their case, and if he continues to find stuff to pick away at, they're not going to have much left to keep him. at that point. So I think that's kind of looking like that's his strategy, is he's picking away at certain things that he feels like will get him out, because Drew Finley knows how to get evidence tossed out. Just what he does, I believe he's the one that for Young Boy, he had gotten the evidence of them thumpers thrown out. He was saying, they tried to say it was from a music video, and they had a SIM card with all the back footage, with the behind the scenes footage, and they had, I guess, NBA Young Boy holding on to them thumpers and all that, but he was able to somehow get that dismissed. I guess, I forget exactly how he did it. It was like something to do with how they obtained the footage, something like he found some loophole to say this is inadmissible as evidence. So this is the strategy he's using for Durk. He's getting stuff tossed out that they needed. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to paint this picture of Durk like he was Larry Hoover or something, or, like this kingpin. You know what I'm saying? This dangerous kingpin. Drew Finley saying, no, this is an international superstar. You know what I'm saying? It's not what you guys are saying. He has a career, a family. He's a religious person. So Drew's doing what he does. I don't know. Some people are saying that it's over and Durk is cooked. I'm saying that, well, it just looks good to me. I mean, saying stalking, like removing that evidence, making them maneuver and change up what they're alleging and all that just to me sounds like they're squirming right now, and they're trying to find new ways to keep them in there. He's forcing them to find any excuse to keep them in there. And if he keeps picking away at stuff, what are they gonna do? Like at that point, it's like they don't want to drop the charges because it's gonna look bad on them. So, and Drew hasn't found enough for them to even drop the charges, because, like the prosecutor said, this is not a case about lyrics. So they're saying, forget those lyrics. Forget that the allegations about the lyrics. They're saying they're agreeing with Drew. Okay, my bad. They're saying, they messed up on the lyrics, but Drew ain't gonna let it go. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna let that go, and he's getting the public wound up about it. He's gonna get the jury wound up about it in October, because the trial is set for October 14th, which is coming up in the fall. So Durk he's probably gonna have to sit through the summer unless Drew can continue to get more evidence dismissed, or actually prove his innocence before trial somehow, which is a long shot. He's probably gonna have to fight this in the courtroom on trial before a jury. That's probably what's gonna have to happen, unless some type of, miracle happen for Durk or something. Now, if Durk did this, then that's on him, because I'm giving Durk the benefit of the doubt that he wasn't this stupid to do something like this. You know what I'm saying? But they're also trying to figure out if they can get him on that D thing, on the D thing charges. Because, his bro, the thing about the D thing charges is that looks like a pretty solid case as well. I'm surprised. That almost looks more solid than this case. The way, I guess, they intercepted text messages of the hitters talking about where's the payment from Durk and OTF. When's Durk coming back in town? You know what I'm saying? The D thing case looks more solid, but what if them hitters got revenge for D thing on their own and just said, hey, trying to get paid off of it, saying, hey, where Durk, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Durk, we did that. Give us that bag. But what if Durk didn't order that hit? What if they just did that and they knew, trying to get some ranking with Durk? What if they was like, yeah, Durk, we slumped dude that got your bro. You know what I'm saying? So pay us. What if it was more like, because I heard some backstories are saying Durk was getting kind of bullied sometimes. And that's probably not the right word to use, but they're saying like Durk wasn't necessarily a hitter or nothing. They're saying like the people he surrounded himself around kind of, sometimes was kind of like intimidating to Durk. Even King Von, they're saying, was in a way intimidating to Durk. And that might be why King Von was not necessarily, he wasn't officially OTF from what I understand. It sounds like King Von wasn't officially OTF. And so Durk, they're saying, might have been kind of intimidated by some of these hitters around him and the people he surrounded himself around, including King Von. They're saying he knew what King Von was. He knew he was a a loose cannon. You know what I'm saying? He knew King Von was him. You know what I'm saying? So they're saying Durk didn't necessarily have, but he had the people around him that was kind of, he knew what time it was with these people he surrounded himself with sometimes. So they could have done this and kind of like, hey, Durk, we took care of that. And, you know what I'm saying, let us get paid. You know what I'm saying, where's that bag? Even if Durk didn't order the hit, they might have did that on their own. You know what I'm saying? So that's a possibility for sure. And so Durk, you know what I'm saying, he got an uphill battle if they hit him with that D-Thing charge, but it's not over for him if he didn't do it. If Durk didn't do it, then he, you know what I'm saying, he's good. But the thing with the D-Thing, one of the hitters was, he was in a picture with him in a video. And then when he brought that bag to the trenches, they're saying that, that sounds like it was the same thing King Von did, where King Von brought that bag to the O Block, and that was really money for the FBG Duck thing. It looked like, it sounds like the money that King Von brought to the trenches and passed out to the O Block 6 or whatever and others. It sounds like some of that money might have been used for the or a reward or a bounty on FBG Duck. So when Durk did the same thing, he kind of did the same thing when he brought that money to the trenches. And, you know what I'm saying, I think he did that a few times. He was walking through the hood with like an M on him, you know what I'm saying? Or both times he had a large amount of money on him. I remember 2 videos, he even shot a music video around it. And I think one of them videos, they got the hitter for the one who took care of D-Thing in one of those videos. So, yeah, but he was in jail, I guess, the hitter for D-Thing, bragging about what he did for Durk and for OTF, you know what I'm saying, and how it sounds like he told an inmate who was a informant, and you know what I'm saying, this inmate might have, it sounds like the hitter was saying how he did that, you know what I'm saying, and took care of that business in the streets for Durk and got paid and everything. It's like he told him everything. So, look, Durk has to prove his innocence at this point. He got the right lawyer for the job, though. I don't know. It's not going to look too good, though, to me if they hit him with that second M, the one for D-Thing. To me, I think that's a stronger case. And, you know what I'm saying, if they hit him with the, I'm surprised they ain't hit him with that yet. You know what I'm saying? Because just get it over with. I guess they're taking their time. I guess it's strategic. They probably hit him with it if somehow that looks like this first case gets weakened, they probably hit him with that one. You know what I'm saying? Because this first case, Drew's tearing apart this case, if you ask me. Stalking that leads to an M, and like, I don't know, people act like, oh, this is worse than the first accusation, the first superseding indictment. They're saying this new one, the second superseding indictment, where they adjusted things and got rid of the lyrics, and where they got rid of the payment for the M. They're saying it's more precise and it's more detailed, and this is worse, they're saying. But no, I think it's, to me, for them to have to adjust so much, so dramatically, and remove things, remove evidence, that's like lack of due process and all that. There's rules about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Lack of due process, where they're not giving you the right investigation, they're biased, they're insisting that you're they're looking for ways to get you charges, and it's false. That's not cool. So they dodging this, they trying to say, hey, look, Durk making false phone calls and using the phone system, he unauthorized phone calls. That's nothing. Like, come on now, y'all reaching now, trying to keep Durk jammed up. You know what I'm saying? Talking about 3-way phone calls. Okay, that's against the rules. We get it. That's the same thing they try to say with Diddy and all that. Like, are they using unauthorized calls as if he wasn't doing that? Then what? Let's say he didn't do those calls. What would y'all let him out, or y'all would have just found something else to keep him in there? You know what I'm saying? But eventually, like I said, if Drew keeps picking away at stuff, they're gonna eventually run out of ways to keep him in there. But you know what I'm saying? My honest opinion right now, I doubt that he's gonna get out before October 1st. I think he's gonna have to get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to go beat this in trial. That's the only way he's getting out, is if he beats this in trial. Now, Drew Finley can do the impossible. I mean, Drew Finley can do the impossible. I know he can, because he explained what he was bragging about, the cases he beat on his interview. You know, he did a few interviews. He's been on a media run with academics and DJ Vlad, and yeah, he's been talking about his cases and the stuff he's beaten. He said a woman, you know, I'm not even gonna get into details because it's too graphic, but he's saying he got people off of M's. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to do stuff like that. He knows how to get people out of the system and out of their charges. He knows how to do that. So I think Durk has the right person for the job, no matter what nobody's saying. Like, Drew Finley is the guy for the job. I don't even know if Durk got enough money to keep this up. Like, how much M's does he have? I guess Alamo talking about they helping him out. Alamo, his record label, trying to put up some money for Durk, and hopefully they, you know what I'm saying, hopefully Durk got enough for Drew Finley to see this all the way through. Durk is high profile, but you know what I'm saying, how much bread he really got, man. Anyways, y'all, I'm gonna keep y'all updated as more information comes out. Just remember, Durk's trial starts October 14th, and I believe he has another hearing coming up. I think Drew Finley even mentioned that this next couple hearings ain't gonna matter. He's saying it's gonna instantly get appealed. He's looking for this June date. From what I understand, from his interviews, from him talking, he kind of knew these cases, these dates was gonna go like this, the bail hearings and stuff. He is saying it's gonna be an immediate appeal, and he's expecting, you know what I'm saying, his big moment sounds like it's coming up in like a month from now, or less than a month, couple weeks probably. It'll be June, early June. I heard him talking about some type of case or some type of appeal or some type of hearing coming up that he was excited about coming up in June. We'll see how that goes. All right, I'm gonna keep y'all posted. Hey, leave a comment and all that. Hey, let's get over 100 likes on this video. Also, let me see. Make sure you subscribe and follow Rap Hits on social media. I'm out.